All right, guys, so many things are happening on the show. I've got a sauce announcement. I've given you some information, but I haven't given you the complete details yet. And I'll do a video on that. I'll post announcements on all of it when it's ready, but it's not ready just yet. I've got a knife set back here that I've got a review for you guys. I've got a stainless steel set by The Rock. The inside's supposed to be The Rock, that non-stick surface, but the outside is all stainless steel. For those of you who have stainless steel kitchens, it's all exciting. So there's a lot going on. We're trying to finish up on our second video regarding the wet brine with the buttermilk and the dry brine with buttermilk powder. And we're going to bring you in close. We're going to finish up our test. The wet buttermilk brine was just okay. Didn't take a lot of the seasoning. The seasoning didn't penetrate the chicken real well. You could taste it on the skin. You could taste it on the legs. But like when you got to the breast meat, the deeper I got on the breast meat, I let it sit overnight. So we're going to try a dry brine, let it sit overnight, and then cook it up tomorrow. See if that's better, okay? So just an experiment. I love doing the show. I love doing experiments. And this is the second part. We're going to use the same seasoning ingredients in this is a powder milk buttermilk. So we're going to take the dry, put it in here, and we're going to use the same group of ingredients that we used in the wet. Okay? I got it all pulled out. Made sure I didn't forget anything. We got everything. So we're just going to peel this back, and there's your powder milk right there. There you go. We're using the whole thing. So let's seal that up. Get that out of the way. All right. So we're going to start with the oregano and basil, okay? There we go. Oregano. A little bit of basil. This is the cilantro lime seasoning that we use in the wet one. So throw some of that in there. There we go. Got to do some pepper. All we're doing is just shaking it in. There we go. Love me black pepper. I don't know why. Something about black pepper just makes flavors pop. Do some salt. There we go. Beautiful. And last but not least, remember this? Red pepper flakes? Yep. Didn't taste the red pepper flakes at all in the wet brine. We're going to put the same amount in the dry. Okay. See if it penetrates. See if there's a little bit of heat. There we go. Alright guys, so the deal is we got to get this all mixed up in this. It's going to take a minute to get it all mixed. Just give me 1 second. I got to stir this all up. Okay, we got it all mixed. Hand's already dirty. Might as well just start applying it onto the chicken. Okay. There we go. It's about half of it. Get it all on there. It's got a nice kind of like a, let's flip it over. We rubbed it all in. So this is a dry brine. So I'm going to leave it uncovered in the fridge. It'll dry the meat out a little bit too. Maybe that'll help. So we're going to put it just like this in the fridge, okay? And we'll see you guys tomorrow to see if this takes very well or not. My wife brought up a good point. I was going to put it in the oven like this. I'm such a goofball. I've never done a dry brine before. And I'm guessing a dry brine is kind of like letting it sit in its seasonings, like a dry rub. Okay? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me. But we got to get rid of some of the excess. So we're going to still a little cold and clumpy, but we're going to get the chunks off. It's been rubbed in. It's got all the seasoning. It's been in it for days. So what we want to do is get the excess off because it's had time to really sit in there. So I'm going to rub it with my hand real quick, and then we're going to shake off the excess, and then we'll put it over here. It'll be clean, ready to go in the... Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like now. All the excess has been taken off, and we're ready to put it in the oven. You're figuring your normal oven at 350 would be between 50 and an hour, 50 minutes to an hour. All you do is measure the thigh meat. Just put your little thermometer in there. If it's around, it has to be at least 165. Some people like it up as high as 185, but just thermometer your meat. I like to take chicken breast meat up to 170. That's a great level for me. So we're gonna put this in the oven right now. We'll break it out when the breast meat reaches 170. Tammy and I are relaxing, and we're in our recliners. The timer goes off on Google, says, "Up, your timer's up." So like 5 minutes later, I'm like, "Hey, didn't our timer just go off? We need to go check the chicken." And we probably went about a minute longer than we wanted to because we were on the convection oven, which makes it cook faster. Now that you've heard my sob story, you can see it's a little crispy. I'm good with this. I can eat this. You just got a few dark spots, but I mean, it's nice. Plus, we had it in the fridge for more than a day, so it kind of dried out the chicken too. So we're going to let this rest for about 10 minutes. You always let your meat rest. That's a rule I'll keep repeating because it's so important. Guaranteed juicy meat. Are you ready? I'm just going to dig in, grab a piece, and try it out. I don't know what it's going to taste like. I'm going to go back here. There's some stuff right there. I want a little bit of skin with the bite. There we go. Beautiful. The meat is perfectly cooked. The skin, it's crispy. So if you leave it in the refrigerator in the dry brine, leave it for a day or so, the longer you leave it, it's kind of like dry aging your chicken. If it makes sense. Anyway. Okay. You know what? I had in my head I was going to come in here and go, "Oh, it's good, and it's a little bit better than the wet one." Guys, listen to me. Stop what you're doing. A dry brine is 100 times better. In this case, I don't know about other brines, but in this case, it's 100 times better than that one I did in the last video. So, wet brine didn't take very well. The meat all the way down to the bone is sweet. It's got that buttermilk creaminess flavor. It's really good. I'm blown away by how much it took to the seasoning and everything. So, maybe, I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out the best way to flavor meat. So, I recommend, I'm going to try another dry brine before I go ahead and smoke something. So be looking for that video soon, okay? But this is the way to go, right here. This is the winner by 100-fold, all right? We finally did our test. We know the dry brine is better than the wet brine. I love you guys, and as always, I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.